Hey guys, Chris here, back from C&H Small Engine again for another quick and informative service and review video. We had a guy here this past week. He had us pick up his machine down in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania here, and he wanted the typical season tune-up, or what we want to call for the machine, typical lawn tractor maintenance plan, stuff like that. So we went down to Pittsburgh, picked his job up, and got it all ready to go for him here for that today, specifically today's Monday afternoon around 1 o'clock. He wanted dropped off here today, so that's why I was making this quick video before we actually dropped it off back at his place. So I just want to give you a shot of the machine we got here today. This guy actually kept his machine in excellent shape, unlike a lot of our other clients who actually, abuse and neglect their machines. So I just want to make this video specifically for that specific reason, because the guy has the machine in excellent shape and he did not abuse it, and he actually claims he cleans it and washes it every single time he gets done using it out here for that. So I just want to give you a shot of what this thing looks like. This is a 2010 SEARS Craftsman lawn tractor. It has a 19.5 horsepower Briggs & Stratton engine specifically powering it. This is the LT 2000 series, as the name has it on the front of the cover here, right here. SEARS Craftsman LT 2000. And he has a Briggs & Stratton 19.5 horsepower Gold Series engine, as it states right there. So we'll go ahead and pop the hood here for you guys. You can see the engine. Here's the engine right here. Typical Briggs & Stratton overhead valve engine on here. 19 horsepower overhead valve Gold edition, as it states. And the model number, type, and code of the engine is down here as well too. This is a 2010 model number. And there you go. Let me see, zoom in here for you guys right there. 2010 by the date code as well right there. Plus you also have the nifty parts listing on the side of the cover right here as well too, for all your parts you may need for your engine, and the typical belts, cables, spark plugs, air filter, stuff of that nature right here as well too, for item description, the part number, and the stock number as well too, for all the parts you need for your machine's maintenance. Put that back down. And this machine, I believe it has the 42-inch deck, as it says right here, 42-inch cutting deck. So you have the logo, or I should say the actual size right here for that. So 42-inch cutting deck. This is your standard deck right here. Nothing, anything special about this one right here. We'll drop it down here for that. That's what your deck looks like underneath here, specifically for that. Got your pulleys, got your belts, got all your paraphernalia, everything you need to drive the deck assembly. Deck looks in great shape. It doesn't have any rust holes or clogs with grass or anything else or anything. Typically, we see the machines, they have a lot of debris build up right around this little well they have right here. It basically gets clogged with grass, clippings, dirt, anything can get stuck down inside it. But typically, these decks, if you see them out there when they're actually being used, this air, you got a lot of airflow goes down inside right here, and it gets sucked down inside the actual deck, and it spins around. That's how you get a lot of the we want to call velocity for the wind and anything else like that, specifically for these decks out here. That's why it's always a good idea to keep the deck assembly clean. Primarily because of that one factor, plus keeping the deck clean will keep rust building up on the machine as well too, for the actual deck, so your deck will not rot out as well too. Okay, we'll move on to the back section right here. He has a rear bagger attachment on the back here as well too. He doesn't have it on here, but it is on here. It has provisions for the rear bagger assembly on the back. So what you do is you have this, and you have a rear bagger assembly. It comes up and it goes over in the back like so, and you put your 2 or 3 bushel bags in the back onto the back of the machine if you want the optional rear bagger assembly to keep your yard looking clean and nice right here as well too. This tractor also has the Napa battery. The guy put a Napa battery in here specifically for this machine. They originally came with die-hard batteries right here, as you see. It says battery by Die-Hard. However, the guy already changed out the battery, and he put in a Napa lawn and garden battery, I should say more precisely. This is a 300 CCA battery. This is the UL, or U1L, I should say, U1L battery specific type. Put that back up on here. Got these things terminals cleaned up and everything else like that. And the model identification tag right here. We'll get to show you this guy here for this. Here's your identification tag. Model number 2472888, or AAA I should say, 41. So it's 247.28841 with a serial number starting as 1A. And safety is 2003 standard. So that's everything about the specific model number and serial number. And we'll get another shot of the other side right here as well too. And that's what it looks like from the left-hand side. You get a little panoramic shot here for you. Machine looks in great shape. Doesn't have any rust anywhere on this machine. I was absolutely shocked when you first picked this thing up at this guy's place. I could not believe how good the condition was, because, like I said before, we see a lot of machines that the customer beats the living shit out of them out there, and unfortunately that's the case with most people. They just do not want to maintain the machines, and they expect it to last, but the thing is, you have to maintain your machine and treat it good in order for it to last a long time. So we'll give you a second shot of the actual side of the deck right here as well too. There's your pulley system underneath here. You have your PTO. Here's your drive belt for your deck. Got your PTO system right here. Comes off the main shaft. And you have your deck. You have your deck vent holes right here as well too. And here's your back section of the deck, and right back there as well too. So that's everything about the machine. And on the other side right here, I'll flip the hood up again. And here's your oil filter right here. That's your oil filter. It has the yellow one we put on here too. Got the new white fuel filter on here, and your carburetor is over here as well too. This is the Nikkei older design Nikkei carburetor. This one has on here. This is the Japanese sourced Nikkei carburetor with the Briggs & Stratton logo in the upper right hand corner right here, specifically made for Briggs & Stratton engines. The older ones are Nikkei, however the newer replacement carburetors for these machines, they're typically Walbro carbs for these ones out there, if I recall correctly, because I think the last time I had to replace one of these carbs, it was a Walbro replacement for the Nikkei older design. So if you look online and you're looking for a replacement carburetor, typically it will be a Walbro replacement carb for these ones right here. So, and this one has the yellow Briggs & Stratton high performance filter. The part number for these ones right here is 695396. Specifically, they have the outside identification right on here, so that's what they should have. If you buy a genuine OEM filter, it's the high capacity, and it'll state that specifically on there. We recommend the high capacity ones primarily because they filter better and they typically last longer, and they keep your engine internally cleaner longer, because Briggs claims, I think they have more plates in the actual filtering media inside right there, specifically for that that need right there. That's why they call it the high capacity, high efficiency one right there, specifically for that. Okay, we'll go ahead and fire this thing up here for you today. Give you another shot of the front of the tractor right here. There's the front. Nice front end, looks great. No major cracks or dings anywhere. So let's go ahead and fire it up here. And in order to fire this thing up, your brake has to be in all the way over here. Brake's all the way down. That's your brake. And your parking brake should be engaged right here as well too. Parking brake down on. It's right here. And you want to flip it up to the run position once your machine starts up. And the other side right here, you have your other throttle control right here. There's choke. Choke's all the way up right here. And you have your ignition key down here as well too. You gotta turn it all the way over to the far right side. So we'll go ahead and do that right now. So the engine runs good, starts up one crank, doesn't have any surging, knocking, banging sounds whatsoever on it. So the machine's running in perfect shape, doesn't have any major issues with it whatsoever. So the customer definitely treated this machine good. They did not abuse it whatsoever out there for that. So this machine is currently ready to go back to the customer. We always test running the machines for about 3 to 5 minutes over here before we actually give them back to the customer, because we want to have the machine demo tested prior to giving it back to the customer to make sure that the machine runs. It's sort of like an inspection you would do for your car. You don't want to give it back to a customer unless the machine's, you know, up to your specific satisfaction, if you want to call it that specifically. So if anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, as usual, feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back to you within probably 24 to 48 hours about any kind of details about this specific machine right here. So I'll see you guys. Have a nice day.